guys are the chasers in nature and women are the selectors. All right. But we give the chase very easily to people who don't even deserve it, because we as men have to build ourselves into nice human beings, into productive human beings, into valuable human beings. If you try to look at that person's life whom you're running after from that kind of a lens, maybe you'll find that there's nothing really that great about that human being. Okay. So if you will look at things from a non-emotional standpoint and purely as a objective standpoint, okay, who is this person and what are they worth? How do they contribute in the world to the people around them and even to you? And the answer is zero in normally every case. All right. So this is the first thing I need you to get clarity on, that this is not love. It is infatuation, where because we obsessively crush over a particular girl, that is why we make up the story of love in order to continue repeating our bad behavior and give ourselves justification and reasoning for it. All right. It is not love. Love is something which a lot of people never get to experience in their entire lifetime, also. All right. It's a very, very different thing. But we immediately are able to create that story simply because the amount of impression that media has left on us on what love is. Okay. But that's not what love is. So get this clarity, and that I will also help you understand from the point of why do you make yourself fall into that kind of a trap where you make up this story. It is because there is basically scarcity in our life. All right. And when I say scarcity, I mean scarcity of female attention, female affection, sex, and anything to do with the opposite gender. Because there is zero options in your life, that one particular person whom we bring our focus to, we make it the only option, and we try super hard in order to make that work, because up until now we have never won in that field. We have never had victory. All right. So you need to change your mind frame where you don't operate as if you have never had a girlfriend. You should operate regardless of whether you had or whether you've not had, as someone who doesn't need one. All right. Because what scarcity does is it makes us act out of a place of need. All right. And there's a major difference between needing and ability to have it. Or let's say I want something and I can get it. All right. Like for me, for example, I mean, since this was a major field of interest for me and I studied a lot about it in school, and then I had a bunch of girlfriends and everything, that I'm at a place where I'm sick. All right. So for me, if I want, I can materialize something in that field very easily, very quickly from a bunch of different options. But this same feeling I also had when I was younger and in the place where you are, because that feeling comes from a place of recognizing yourself that you are not a bad person, you're a good person, and that you are not a valueless person. You actually can do shit, which you actually are. All right. You are at your age carrying out probably more responsibilities than even I carry out. You're looking after your home, looking after your family, looking after your dad, looking after your mom, etc., etc., etc. All right. Which is all which I am still striving to do. All right. So you are in a place where you actually contribute into the world around you. All right. And that makes you a worthy person. Okay. And because you're worthy, you should not act out of a place of neediness. Okay. You should act out of a place of, I know who I am. And if you are deserving, I will like to share with you who I am. But you also have to show that you are deserving in the first place. Okay. Because if somebody else is not putting effort, we as guys do need to initiate, do need to put in a little bit more effort, because we are the ones to chase. But if we don't see that happening from the other side, or if we see the other side taking advantage of it, it is not worth it. Why? because it creates a downward spiral of us fucking ourselves up. Okay? And that is not worth it for any human being on this planet. Why? Because even if you get that other human being at the cost of completely fucking yourself up, even if they come, they will leave you after some time because you have depreciated yourself so much, or you yourself will be so weak that you will be disgusted at your own self as well for doing that kind of a behavior. Okay. So clarity was the first thing, scarcity is the second thing, where needing versus able to have is the difference.